Welcome back to the Hilton Head News. We're joined by William Lindsey of FEMA, who has been here since the hurricane. You were even here before the hurricane began, weren't you?
Yeah, I did the preliminary disaster assessment shortly after Matthew made landfall.
Yeah, so it's been more than 5 weeks that you've been down here joining us from Atlanta. You're almost a native islander. How are things going? Are we still at a point where we're ramping up, or are we starting to wind down the whole process of folks dealing with FEMA?
Well, as everyone knows, disaster recovery is a long-term process.
Yeah, that's
from
for sure.
Those who have sustained damages, whether it's to their home, their jobs, their work. It's a long-term process, and it is a process that has to have all of the checks and balances in place. So we ask those who have been affected by the hurricane and the flooding, please register with us if you haven't already done so.
So that's what we need to be telling people. You can still do it, even though the storm is more than a month old. Go down to Town Hall or visit the website and get registered with FEMA so that you can avail of their services, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that website is disasterassistance.gov. And you can call 1-800-621-3362 by December 13th. December 13th is the registration deadline.
That's good to let folks certainly know about that. Who's our county emergency manager?
Well, that question I posed to you is that was a little test I want for your viewers.
Oh, you were asking me?
No. I was I want to be able to ask the residents of Beaufort and all the counties that are affected by this particular storm, because I want you to know who these representatives are, who your government leaders are. So take time, go to their websites, find out who your emergency manager is, so you can see the programs that they have in place to be able to assist you for future disasters.
All right. You've talked, interestingly enough, about something called FEMA Corps, the Disaster Survival Assistance Team. Is that two different groups, or are we talking one being a part of the other?
Well, our disaster survival assistance teams are reservists with FEMA. They're FEMA employees, but they're also a component of that called FEMA Corps. And FEMA Corps is our next generation of emergency managers. Those are high school graduates, college graduates, and I feel privileged and honored to be able to say that I'm helping to train these young men and women for the field of emergency management.
So we have a bunch of those folks here in the Lowcountry?
That's right, right. And they're going door to door, and they have iPads, and for those who may have registered, they go to those residents to make sure that all their questions and all their needs are being adhered to.
All right. So not only are we getting help, folks might want to be thinking about this, particularly young folk. This might be an interesting way to serve your country and also be a part of helping out your neighbors, certainly with the FEMA Corps. How do we prepare for another possible disaster? What should we be thinking about? Because there'll be another one. It may be 180 years again, but there'll be another one.
Well, as you can see with this king moon we have here, as I was making my way over to the island, there's the water table has risen once again. Luckily, it's not in a dire situation like Hurricane Matthew produced, but you can prepare by going to disasterassistance.gov. You can go to any emergency management site and learn and educate yourself on the components of emergency management. Put together a go kit. Learn how to mitigate your home for future disasters.
All right, that's all good stuff to know. Again, disasterassistance.gov or Town Hall if you want to go down in person, and certainly do it that way. And you gave the number as well. William, thank you so much for all your help throughout this month. You get to go home here pretty soon. Thanks so much for your help with us and with all the folks on the island.
Thanks for having me.
All right, William Lindsey of FEMA.